So sliding the block underneath your lower back. And then just allowing your lower body to feel really heavy and get really heavy on the block or the pillow or whatever you have that is supporting you. And if you don't have a block, just draw the soles of your feet to the ground, bend your knees, and then taking easy pose, allowing your knees to fall in towards one another. And then think of sliding your shoulders down and away from your ears and turn your palms to face up. And take a full breath in here through your nose. And then a big sigh out your mouth. Then just allow yourself to get really still, really heavy. Notice if you feel any tension in your lower back or in your upper glutes. And then see if you can visualize your breath moving into that space. And if it feels okay for your body, you can walk your feet out a little bit further ahead of you. Just making sure that you're not creating any strain in your lower back. So you want the pose to feel very easeful and steady. Then start elongating your breath. Counting to 4 or 5 on your breath in. And then 4 or 5 on your breath out. And start to walk your feet back closer towards you. And then you're going to draw your knees in towards your chest, keeping your hips on top of your block or whatever you have to support you. And then just bring your hands on tops of your knees. And then from here, just rock a little bit, really gently from side to side. Notice that you can give yourself a bit of a massage for the top of your glutes. So if you've been up on your feet a lot, you might get a lot of relief from this. And then coming back through center on your breath in. Keep your left knee drawn in and then extend your right leg out in front of you. And then just allow your right foot to come to a hover. Or you can allow your foot to come down on the ground, your choice. It just depends on how much flexibility or how much mobility you have here accessible to you in the beginning. And then use your breath to elongate your spine. So finding length in your body, and then draw your left knee in towards your left shoulder. So creating a little bit of a scissoring effect here in the hips. So breathing in to find length. And then breathing out to draw your knee closer. And then notice here what happens in your right leg if you flex your right foot rather than keeping your right foot relaxed. So you'll find more activation at the front of your right thigh. And then draw your left leg back through the middle and then draw your right knee in towards your chest and switch sides. So bring your right hand over your right knee and then extend your left leg all the way out in front of you. Again, option to hover your foot or allow your left heel to come down. Think of pressing out through your left heel. And then again, taking a breath in. And then breathing out, draw your right knee closer towards your right shoulder. Take a full breath in here through your nose. Full breath out your mouth. Draw your right leg back through center. Draw your left knee up. And then lower the soles of your feet down to the ground. Press your hips up and then slide the block out from underneath you. And then just allow your spine to neutralize. Notice the effects of that. You can bring your hands to your belly. You're going to bring your arms out into a T shape. Wrap your right leg around your left. Send your hips over towards the right and allow your knees to fall over towards the left. Come into a twist. You can bring your left hand on top of your right thigh if you need a little bit extra. Come back through center on your breath in. Unwrap your right leg and then change sides. So left leg over right. Send your hips to the left and then let your knees fall to the right. Draw the breath in, draw your knees back through center and wrap your leg. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You're gonna reach your right arm up overhead and then roll over onto your right side, come into fetal, and then transition right into tabletop on your next inhale. So you're gonna stack your shoulders over your wrists, spread your fingers wide, creating an L shape with your thumb and your index finger. And then your hips are over your knees. And then right away, draw your lower belly in towards your spine. So you want to create a long back, a flat back. And then from here, press the ground away, found a doming in your upper back, look towards your belly. And then come back through center. So it's not quite cat-cow. And then doming through your upper body again, look towards your belly. Back through center to neutral, and then drop your belly, lift your chest, inhale. And then round your spine, look towards your navel as you exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come forward again, inhale. And then round as you exhale. And then come back through neutral. You're gonna take a full breath in here. And then a full breath out. And then right away, you're gonna lower to your left forearm and then your right forearm. And you're gonna interlace your hands together. Draw your shoulder blades together. And I want you to think of lifting your shoulders up and away from the ground. Keep your lower belly drawn in, so you're toning your abdominal muscles. You're gonna curl your toes under. And then from here, lift your hips up toward the ceiling. You're coming right into dolphin pose. Now, if the back of your legs or your hamstrings are really tight, you can walk this out a little bit further. Take a big breath in here through your nose. Send it out to your mouth. We're not going to be here that long to begin. Just start to notice what shows up for you in this shape. It's a pretty strong posture to begin. So if you're feeling it all tight in your shoulders, you might start to get heated up pretty quickly. Take a full breath and then lower your knees, uncurl your toes, press up through table on your next breath in. Walk your hands forward, lower your chin and your chest to the ground, or your forehead, your choice, and come into melting heart pose. Slide your hands back underneath you. Press yourself up to table. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. And then just take a moment to pedal it out here. Assess how your body's feeling, if you'll need to modify it all, or if your body's feeling pretty good. Honor where it is that you are today. And then allow your head and your neck to drop. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Releasing any tension from your neck and your shoulders. Open up your jaw a few times. Take another breath. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk your left foot to the top of your space to the outside of your left hand. And then step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Sink your hips all the way down. You're coming right into Malasana squat at the top of your space. Then you're going to press your palms together. Use your elbows to open up your knees. Think of pressing your thumbs in towards your sternum. You're getting longer with each inhale. Take another full breath in. And then a full breath out. You're going to land your hands, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Heel toe your feet together. You're going to bring your hands to your shins, take a halfway lift as you breathe in. And then forward fold as you breathe out. Rise all the way up to stand, big breath in. And then bring your hands to your heart as you breathe out. Reach it up as you inhale. Bend your knees, fold forward as you exhale. You're going to pause here, come up halfway, and then either reach for your block, or you can do this unsupported. You can bring your fingertips to the ground. And start to lift your left leg up. I'm going to come supported here onto a block. I'm going to start to turn your left foot out, lift your chest up, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. You're right into half moon pose. Start to notice how this feels here. You can bring a bit of a bend into your right front leg. And you're thinking of stacking your knees over your ankles, and then flex your left toes towards you. You're really pressing out through your left foot. And then see if with each inhale you can get a little bit taller, a little bit bigger in your upper body. Take a full breath in. Bend your right knee a lot. Step your left foot all the way back into Warrior Two, and then right away into Skandasana. Left knee bends, right toes point towards you. Take a full breath. Empty it out. You're going to look towards the top of your space. Slide your way forward. Keep your hips low. Look forward. Plant your hands. And then lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. You're in standing splits. Taking a long breath in. And then a breath out. You're going to bend your right knee. Step your left foot beside your right. Sink your hips. Chair pose. Lift your chest. Breathing in. And then forward fold, breathing out. Halfway lift is your breath in. Forward fold is your breath out. Rise to stand, big breath in. Hands come to heart center as you breathe out. Reach it up, inhale. Bend your knees, fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Left fingertips touch the ground or come to a block. And then you're going to lift your right leg up. So to turn your right toes out, lift your chest up, and then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling for half moon. Again, pressing out through your right foot. And don't be too concerned about your alignment. It's the first time you do this right in the beginning. So you're still warming up your body. Full breath in. Bend your left knee. Step your right foot all the way back. Warrior Two. Right into Skandasana. Right knee bends. Left foot points towards you. And then taking some slow, mindful breaths in this shape. Look forward towards the top of your space. Keep your hips low. Just glide your way towards the left. And then flex your right toes towards you. Your hands can always be to the ground or lifted up. It's your choice. And you're going to look towards the top of your space. Pivot around on the front foot. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, standing splits. Bend your left knee and then step your right foot beside your left, sinking your hips, lifting your chest, chair pose, breath in. Think of sliding your shoulders down here and then turning your pinkies in towards one another. And then see if you can find a little bit more engagement here in your lower belly and then get a little bit deeper into your hips. You're going to goal post your arms, so bending your elbows at 90 degrees, squeeze between your shoulder blades. And then you're going to keep your hips in the same line. You're going to twist towards your right, so you may not get as much rotation. Come back through center on your breath in, and then twist to the left on your breath out. Center is your inhale. Forward fold is your exhale. Halfway lift, breath in. Plant your palms, step back to plank as you breathe out. And then spread your fingers wide. Hips are at shoulder height. You're gonna roll forward to your toes as you inhale, and then lower all the way down to your bellies as you exhale. Uncurl your toes. Bring your hands to the outsides of your mat. Fingertips 10, elbows point up. Press into the tops of your feet, and then inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lowers you down. Lift up again, breathing in. And then lower down, breathing out. Fill up, inhale. You're gonna stay here as you exhale. So you may or may not get a little bit of additional height, but notice if you can expand your breath more in the shape. Maybe close your eyes down. And then your next breath in, you're gonna slowly lower down as you breathe out. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes, press up through plank on your breath in, and then downward facing dog as you breathe out. Press evenly out through your hands, and then step your big toes together to touch, and then draw your right leg up towards the sky. From here, you're gonna bend your right knee, open up your knee towards the right side of the room. So think fire hydrant pose, but in downward facing dog. And then from here, all you're gonna do is draw your right knee towards your belly, but you're not gonna shift the shape of your downward facing dog. You're staying in the same shape. And then open it up. And then close it in, so knee to belly. And then open. Once more, come through center. And then open. And then try straightening out your right leg. Press out through your right foot. Take a full breath in. Rebend your right knee, look forward. Tap your right knee towards your right tricep. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Take a full breath in. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Sink your hips, your back into your Balasana squat. Notice how you're breathing. And then you're gonna land your hands. You're gonna step your left foot back, and then your right foot back, you're in plank. From your plank, lower down halfway. Up dog or cobra as your breath in. And then downward facing dog is your breath out. Bring your big toes together to touch. Draw your left leg up towards the sky, inhale. Bend your left knee, open up your knee towards the left side of the room as you exhale. It's really pressing out through your right heel here. You're gonna take a breath, and then draw your knee towards your belly. And then inhale to open up. Back through center, and then to open. Center is your breath in. Open it as you breathe out. Straighten out your left leg. Rebend your left knee, look forward. Tap your left knee towards your left tricep. Step your left foot there. Pause, and then spring your right foot forward. Land your hips back into your Malasana. Take a full breath in here through your nose. And then a full breath out your mouth. If you have crow in your practice and you want to explore that right away, go for it. If you're in crow, come on down, land your hands, step your right foot back, and then step your left foot back. You're in plank. Take a breath, lower down halfway. Up dog or cobra is your breath in, and then downward facing dog is your breath out. And then from here, land your left forearm down, then your right forearm down. You're back into your dolphin. So option to have your forearms parallel
to the side of your mat, or you can always take the interlace with your hands. And then you're gonna bring your toes together to touch. And then if it feels okay for your body, you can always keep both feet down, but try to lift your right leg up and then see how that feels. Take another breath. Land your right foot down. And then left leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Taking another breath in. And then a breath out. Lower your left toes down. Look forward. Press up to high plank. And then downward facing dog. Taking an inhale here through your nose. And then exhale out your mouth. You're gonna bring your big toes together to touch and then draw your right leg up towards the sky. Inhale. Look forward, step your right foot between your hands as you exhale. Come to your fingertips and then lower your left knee all the way down. Uncurl your back toe. And then right away, straighten out your right leg. Take half splits. You're gonna rebend your right knee, plant your right foot, curl your left toe under, lift your left knee up, back up to your fingertips, and then inhale, crescent lunge, come on up. Again, sliding your shoulders down, opening up through your heart space. Take a bit of a bend into your back knee to help neutralize your pelvis. Take a big breath in, and then warrior two as you breathe out. Sink your hips a little bit lower. And you're gonna flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, bring your left hand to your back leg, and then look up towards the ceiling, see how that feels. If not, look towards your back foot. Your next transition, your next shape is gonna be half moon again. So mentally prepare for it. Think of how you're gonna transition into this. Look forward, slide your right hand to a block or to the ground, lift your left leg up, left arm reaches up. Take a full breath in, and then a breath out. You're gonna bend your right knee, step your left foot all the way back, warrior two. And then into Skandasana, left knee bends, sink your hips, right toes point towards you. And then from here, shift towards the right, keep your hips really low, left toes point. Look forward to the top of your space, crawl your way around, and then left leg lifts up towards the sky, standing splits. Just start to notice how much more space you have in the back of your right leg. Taking a full breath in, step your left foot beside your right, sink your hips, chair pose as your inhale. And then you're gonna bring your hands to your heart and twist to your right as you exhale, hooking your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Sink your hips a little bit lower than you normally would. Start to explore your edges a little bit. Then think of spinning your belly towards the right, and then maybe you look up towards the sky. Take a breath, look down, forward fold, let that go. Come up halfway as you breathe in. Plant your palms, step back to plank as you breathe out. Roll forward to your toes on your inhale. Lower down halfway as you exhale. Up dog or cobra as your breath in. Downward facing dog as your breath out. Bring your big toes together to touch. Draw your left leg up towards the sky, inhale. And then quietly step your left foot through as you exhale. Land your back knee down, uncurl your back toe. And then straighten out your left leg, half splits. You're gonna rebend your left leg, plant your foot, curl your back toe under, lift your knee. Crescent lunge, big breath in. And again, making the adjustments you need to on this side. Just notice how this shape feels as opposed to the other. Take a full breath in. And then warrior two is your breath out. Flip your front palm, reverse inhale. Again, option to look down or to look up towards your left hand. Your next shape is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Land your left hand down to a block, to the ground, lift your right leg up. Think of stacking your right hand over your left, and then pressing up through your right foot. Take a breath, bend your left knee, step your right foot all the way back, find Skandasana, but stay a little bit lifted here. So you're gonna keep yourself a little elevated, you're gonna bring your arms out into airplane. So think of coming into strength here. So notice if you're dumping a lot of weight into your hip or if you can actually lift yourself up. And then take a full breath in and then slide over towards the left. Breathing in, look forward. Land your hands, right leg to the sky. You're gonna bend your left knee. Step your right foot beside your left, chair pose, lift your arms. And then take a breath, bring your hands together, twist towards the left, right elbow hooks on. Taking a full breath in here through your nose. And then as you breathe out, let that go, forward fold. Take a halfway lift breath in. You're gonna plant your palms. Start to lift your heels, open up your knees, and then stack them to the outside of your triceps. Look forward. And then set up for crow pose. So you can either keep your toes connected to the ground, or you can start to lift one foot off the ground, and then your other foot off the ground. We're not here long. Take a full breath in. Your choice how you get there. Find chaturanga on your breath out. So you might want to step back to plank, and then up dog is your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Land your knees. Take child's pose, take some water. If you're in child, start to find your way back up. Come to sit on your heels. And then bring your left hand over your heart. And then your right hand over your left hand. And then just connect to the sensation of your heart beating in your chest. Start to slow the breath down. You're gonna fly your eyes open if they were closed, and then land your hands, find tabletop. And then from your table, you're gonna land your left forearm down, and then your right. And then just bring your right fingertips to your left bicep, and then your left fingertips to your right bicep, just making sure that that's the distance that you want between your arms. And then your arms are gonna be parallel to the side of your mat. So we're coming back into dolphin. I just want you to set up a bit more properly for it. And then before you do anything, notice what's happening in your shoulders. So see if you can think of lifting your chest away from the ground. So you're contracting your shoulders here. And then find a slight pressing out through your chest here. So you're really locking in your shoulders, and then you're gonna lift your hips up. And then notice here, if as soon as you did that, if your shoulders dropped, or if you can press your shoulders away from the ground. Bring your big toes together to touch. And then let's try this again. Try your right leg up towards the sky as you breathe in. Now, if this is enough and you know this is enough, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna lift your right leg and then gently lower it down, or you can try switch hopping, and then you switch your left leg up towards the ceiling. And then from here, take a breath, switch hop, left leg, and then right leg lifts. Once more on each side, take a breath in, hop your left leg up. Take another breath, hop it back. Full breath in, land your right foot down, land your knees, come right back into child's pose, let that go, bring your arms alongside you. And slide your arms forward, come back into your table, and then downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here through your nose. Full breath out your mouth. And keep moving through the flow. We're just going to modify it a little bit. Draw your right leg up towards the sky as you inhale. Quietly step your right foot between your hands as you exhale. Stay lifted on the ball of your left toes. Rise up, crescent lunge. And then open up to Viratu. Sink your hips a little bit lower. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior on your breath in. Into half moon again on your breath out. Left leg lifts, left arm reaches up. Taking a full breath in. You're gonna square off your lifted leg, land your left hand down, standing splits. Drop your head. And then from here, come up to your fingertips, come up halfway. You're gonna bend your right knee and then bring your left knee behind your right knee. You're gonna quietly tap your left toes to the outside of your mat, take a curtsy. And then inhale your left leg back up towards the ceiling. 2 more times, bend your right knee, bend your left leg behind your right. Tap your toes, inhale up. And then once more, bend and tap. Inhale it up. Left leg steps beside your right. Sink your hips, chair pose, breathing in. Hands to heart, twist your right as you breathe out. Taking a full breath in, and then forward fold, let that go as you breathe out. Halfway lift is your inhale. Your choice, step back, float, or float back through chaturanga, or right into your downward facing dog, and then move through your vinyasa. Up dog is your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Drawing your left leg up towards the sky, inhale. Step your left foot between your hands, exhale. Crescent lunge, rise up. And then warrior two, open it up. Reverse, big breath in. Into half moon as you breathe out. Taking a full breath in. Land your right hand down, square off your right leg, and then take standing splits. Come to your fingertips, come up halfway as you breathe in, and then taking a curtsy, bending your left knee, draw your right knee behind your left, and then tap your toes. And then inhale it up. And then bend and tap. Inhale up. Bend, tap. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot beside your left. Sink your hips, chair pose. Drawing the breath in, bring your hands to your heart, and then twist towards your left, right elbow hooks on. Forward fold, let that go. Come up halfway as you breathe in, your choice how you get there. Find me in downward facing dog or move through a flow, floating back through chaturanga. Up dog or cobra is your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Drawing your right leg up towards the sky, inhale. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist as you exhale. You're setting up for pigeon, but you're gonna keep your chest lifted. So curling your back toe under, just knee toe your foot, your leg a little bit further back. And then just notice what staying upright does for your hips, if you can feel some different sensations. And then either keeping your foot curled under or untucked, and then you can start to walk your hands down for pigeon. Allow yourself to get really heavy in the mat. And then just noticing that when you hold your breath, you're also holding in your hips. So see if you can deepen your breath and consciously choose to soften through your right glute, your right hip, and also through your shoulders and your jaw. So walk your chest up. Curl your back toe, downward facing dog. Drawing your left leg up towards the sky, breathing in. And then setting up for pigeon on this side as you breathe out. Again, keep your back toe curled under. Keeping your chest lifted. And with your chest lifted, notice if you're holding on to any tension here already in your shoulders. Take a breath and then start to land your chest down. Find your reclined pigeon. And then uncurl your back toe if you want. You can keep it curled under, your choice. So to lift your chest up, you're going to roll to the outer edge of your left hip and then reach for your block. Turn around to face the back of your space and then come to lie down on your backs. And then from here, you're going to bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the ground. Slide your block underneath your hips. And you're going to reach your legs up towards the ceiling for waterfall. So if you don't have a block and you want to do this, you can set up beside your wall and then just slide your hips up against the wall and extend your legs up towards the ceiling. This pose is really great to do at night if you have a harder time falling asleep. It's really calming for your nervous system. And then with your legs up towards the sky, you can play around with maybe making some circles with your legs, or if being still feels better, then do that. But your legs should feel really weightless. Allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. You're going to gently bend one knee at a time. Then land the soles of your feet back down to the ground. Just pause here in supported bridge. And then press your hips up, slide the block out towards the side, and extend yourself out into your final Shavasana. Finding a bit more space in your body. You can widen out your legs, turn your palms to face up, find a gentle tuck of your chin. And then you're going to take a full breath in here through your nose. And then big sigh out your mouth. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.